Hey y'all, welcome back to Kiki's Creations, Crafting 101. Tonight we're going to be working on a couple of tumblers, ombre tumblers that we'll be doing tonight. As you can see, I've already prepped my tumblers. I've already sanded my tumblers down. I've already coated them once with the white, and then I've gone back with the color of ombre that I'll be using tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing ombre using our glitters. As you can see, I'm using the purple glitter for the purple tumbler here. I have a little purple chunky, and then I have fine, and I have my white. And then we also are going to adhere that glitter with Mod Podge. Now, some people choose to use Mod Podge and other people choose to use epoxy, but it's totally up to the person that's crafting. It doesn't matter to me. I use either one. It works fine for me, but for the sake of videoing, I thought that doing it with the Mod Podge would work better. Just remember that when you're working with Mod Podge, you must work extremely fast because it will dry up on you, and then your streaks, you'll have streaks in your glitter, and then you'll also have some uneven applied glitter. Okay, so with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started tonight. I'm gonna start with my purple ombre tonight, and you know, you can work with ombre any way that you want to. Some people will prefer to start with the dark and work their way into the light. Some people prefer to work with the light and work their way into the dark. For me, I prefer to work from light to dark. It's just my preference, but again, as you begin to craft and do tumblers, you'll figure out what works best for you. All right, so what I like to do is I like to coat an area that I'm going to be working with first. As you can see, I don't want to go over the whole cup too much because, like I said, this dries extremely fast. But you do want a nice coat of Mod Podge on your tumbler in the area that you're going to be working with the color that you're going to be working with. Okay. And as you can see here, I have a catch-all sheet so that I'll be able to recycle the glitter so we're not wasting. I don't know if you guys can see, but I like to do my glitter as such. And again, you have to work rather quickly in the areas that you're using for your Mod Podge. And it's okay if you go from one area to the other. That's perfectly all right. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that, but nicely coated, evenly coated. All right. So I'm going to go on over to this next area here. And I'm going to go ahead and go around my cup already because, as you can see, I work rather quickly. So it's just easier if I go ahead and just go around the entire tumbler and apply the Mod Podge. All right, well, here we go. It's already so very, very pretty. Oh, a girl's world is glitter, if you didn't know. Okay. And again, with the Mod Podge, you're going to let this dry overnight, and then you'll come back and recoat if you don't feel that you have great coverage. Because what you don't want to do, I don't know if you guys can see it in here a little bit, but I have like a dry area in here. Now I can take my Mod Podge brush and go in that area like such and apply more Mod Podge. However, if you're not as skilled at that, you may not want to do that because you'll get a lot of buckle from the Mod Podge itself. All right, and you may not want to do that. All right, so pretty, and it's not even done, guys, and it's already pretty. Now how about that? Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. So I'm gonna set this down here right quick while I clean up my white glitter, because what I don't want to do is mix my glitters right now. Now some people don't mind mixing their glitter. They have a just a stash jar of mixed glitters that they use, and I do too from time to time, but I like to keep my white to white. All right, so just gonna do that because we believe in recycling. All right, so with this one, because it requires a chunky and a fine glitter, and these are Recollection glitters by Michaels that I picked up at Michaels. This is a Recollections purple that I picked up at Michaels. It's called Muse, which is really, really pretty. And then this one, I actually just picked up this glitter, this chunky glitter from Walmart. Okay, so again, it doesn't really matter where you get your glitters from. I know there are tons of glitter sites out there that offer all types of glitter, from medium to fine to super chunky and so on, but you know, when you're in a hurry and you don't have access to those things when you need them, you just run on into Michael's or Walmart, y'all. All right, and much like the first one, the first coat with the white, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and work rather quickly around the cup. And this Mod Podge brush, y'all, I picked up from Michaels. It's awesome. It alleviates a lot of streaks in your Mod Podge, so that when your glitter is adhered to it, you don't have as many streaks. Okay, so you want to get a nice coat on it, and remember again, when working with Mod Podge, you want to work rather quickly. So I'm just going to get a nice coat of Mod Podge on here. Okay, and don't forget your bottom. Don't forget the bottom of your tumblers as well. All right, that's a nice thick coat there. All right, now to achieve an ombre, some people will probably think that you just take your glitter and you start to pour. Well, if you do that, you're going to get a very defined line between the two, and that's not what you want in the ombre. In an ombre, you want the colors to kind of bleed into each other, so you want to slant your cup slightly when applying, so that it does fall over into your other parts of your tumbler. Okay, and I'm going to try to work this way so that you guys can see. But see, I just pour it so that it falls into my other glitters, and that is okay if it overlaps, because that's the achievement. That's what we're going for. Okay, and it's okay. Pour it on there. It ain't gonna hurt it, y'all. It's not gonna hurt it. All right. All right. Ooh, I didn't mean for it to come out that fast, but it did. Ooh, so pretty. So pretty. All right. And as you can see, it's just beginning to ombre. Now, when this dries, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and apply another coat using my chunky purple. And then I'm going to adhere a little bit more epoxy in the white area. And then I'm going to go back in with my fine glitter. And then I'm going to just kind of fill it in a little bit. All right, because what I don't want is what you guys see here right now. I do not want that real defined line. Okay, so it's okay if you did it. It's okay. It's not a dud. You can definitely go back. Okay, and again, this dries rather quickly, so I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to go ahead and start on my blue one. So while this is drying, we'll work on the second one here. All right, set this right over here, and I just put fingerprints all in that, but we'll fix that. All right, let's see all this extra purple glitter I got down here, but make no mistakes about it, it will not go to waste. That is why you have a catch-all sheet, so you can catch most of what you're doing. just put that right on in here. Like so. Alright. You guys see that? Alright. Alright. So now we're going to move on. Got another sheet, clean sheet. We're going to move on to our blue. And I'm going to do this one moving in the opposite direction just because I want to show you guys the two methods that I showed you before. As I told you guys, I like to work from light to dark. But again, some people like to work dark to light. So I'm just going to show you guys both ways, okay? And show you that it really doesn't matter. You're going to come out pretty much the same either way. Alright. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started with our epoxy. I'm sorry, not our epoxy, our Mod Podge. Like I said, y'all, I like to use either one. The thing about the epoxy is when you're using it, it saves you a little bit of time because it's like a one-step method. You don't have to go back and apply epoxy because it's already epoxied the first time when you do it. But with the Mod Podge, once this is done, I'm going to set it on my spinner and then I will apply the epoxy to it, okay? So it's just, again, it's your preference. Everybody works differently. Everybody works accordingly to what works for them, all right? So, again, when you're doing ombre, you're going to tilt, but because we're going in the opposite direction, we're going to tilt downward, okay? All right. So, again, I like to just take it and sprinkle it around as such. And again, we work rather quickly. All right. And it's quite all right if it's not even, because that's what you don't want anyway. You don't want straight A lines, okay? But again, remember to coat your bottom. Well, I'm looking at this in the camera and it looks really, really dark, but this is actually, it's actually not as dark, y'all, but it's beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful. And guys, remember to, if you haven't already, to please go to my homepage and like and subscribe to this video and the other ones that I have up. And remember to leave comments and you know, there's things that you like to see done. As I always like to say, I'm no Martha Stewart, but I do my very best. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move into the white. And if you guys are wondering where I'm grabbing my Mod Podge from, I like to just put a little on a side plate because, as I stated earlier in the video, it dries rather quickly. And so rather than going in and out of the container, I like to pull it into something so that I can just grab and go. All right. So yeah, again, go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. Tell your friends about it. And if there's something that you like to see Kiki's Creations create for you, don't hesitate to hit us up and let us know. And unlike the first one, I would have dumped this, but for the sake of time of video, I'm just going to set it to the side, okay? All right. I'm going to get my clean sheet for my white. And again, I'm going to, because it's ombre, I need to go downward into my other color, okay? All right. And I don't know if it's because I'm right-handed or what the case may be. Got a couple pieces of dried up blue in there. But you can see why I prefer to go in the opposite direction. All right. And you just want to make sure you got a good coat on there. All right, just make sure you coat it all the way around. The white may be a little hard to see. It might be a little hard to see, but it is beautiful, y'all. It is beautiful. Again, you don't really see the ombre as of yet. It's something that I have to continue to work on, okay? But you'll see it come to fruition as we add another coat. So we're just gonna let that dry. All right, and we're gonna come back, y'all, and show you how to go ahead and cause your blend, help your blend, okay? And also how to do your second layer using your chunky. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, guys, I'm back, and what I failed to tell you guys is what I did while we were away and waiting on this to dry is I actually used a clear coat UV resin spray over the glitter so that when I go over it for the second time, the glitter underneath doesn't fall off or mix up with the glitters that I'm getting ready to use, okay? So this is the purple one as we started out with earlier. And we're gonna just go ahead. We're gonna add a little bit more Mod Podge. And what we're gonna work on right now is making that line blend, okay, to give us the ombre. So I have my white here. And what I like to do is I like to take it and go over the areas that we're going to blend, okay? And here you don't need a whole lot of glue because what you want to achieve is the ombre look and you don't want a heavy layer. So I like to dip it once and just kind of go around. All right. And as you can see, you can still see the purple coming through and that's what you want, okay? Now ombre is very tricky. It's not one of my favorites and I'm not even sure why I chose that to be my first tutorial online. But I'm just gonna go in and lightly sprinkle because again what we want to do is lose that very defined line, okay? So what we want to do, y'all, we want to get rid of that real defined line between the two colors. And it's okay if you go back over the white a little bit because it's all white. And that's quite all right. All right, you can kind of see it coming through just a little bit there. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is while we're trying to clear that line, I'm going to move my catch-all sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little purple on top. So it's almost like a blend. Now, some people may have a different way of doing this. It may work a whole lot differently for them. But again, I got to show you what works for Kiki. All right. So rather than use the pour side of my shaker, I'm going to use the sprinkle side, okay? Because again, we just want to add some purple. There we go, y'all. We getting there. It's work now. It's definitely work. Don't think you're just gonna start and it's just gonna be super duper easy. And never give up. Never give up. If I showed you guys some of my first tumblers, you guys would totally laugh at me. Alright. So I just like to lightly sprinkle. Alright. Alright. See how that line kind of disappeared and it's kind of like all over the place. It's not really in one central location. That is what we're going for, all right? And I can see here that I got it a little high here. So I'm just gonna go back and add my white again. All right. Just to kind of even that up a little. Boom, just like that, y'all. Just like that. Oh, she's pretty. She's pretty. She's pretty. All right, y'all. So that is how we achieve our ombre. All right. Awesome, 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 awesome. And I know you're probably looking at it and going, why are there some dry, dull spots? Again, that is from the clear UV resin that I sprayed over it to keep this particular glitter, the first layer of glitter, intact, okay? You always want to spray it so that you don't lose any glitter. The object of the game is to apply glitter, not lose glitter, all right? Oops, I see a little area on the top here where I actually didn't get any glitter at all, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that, all right? You just take your Mod Podge brush and go over that a little bit. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that in there, fill that hole, boom. Just like that, guys, it's fixed. All right, she is pretty. I mean, the camera does nothing for her glory, y'all. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. She is gorgeous. I can't wait. Now, I will actually be applying a water slide to this after I get the epoxy on. So on the second on my second video for my tumbler, I will be showing you guys how I apply the epoxy, and then I'll come back on a third video and show you how to apply a water slide, okay? But she is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. All right, so again, I'm gonna go to my blue. Go to my blue, and as you can see, I'm going around this time. I'm going around rather than up and down, so I can apply the white just where I want it, okay? And again, you don't need a whole lot for ombre. And again, feel free to if you have a different way of doing ombre, it's cool. Let us know. You know that. To me, in crafting, there is no right or wrong way. It's whatever's comfortable to the person that's crafting. Keep it crafty, y'all. Keep it crafty. All right. So I'm just going to sprinkle in here to kill that real defined line while still keeping my blue line intact. All right. She's beautiful. Got a little piece of pink in there. I don't know where that come from. I'm liable to find glitter anywhere on me, y'all. Alright. I'm just going around it. And trust y'all, I take critiquing and criticism quite well. So if you guys see a technique that I'm using tonight and going, what in the world is that girl doing? Don't hesitate. Hit me up, y'all. Hit me up. Inbox me, text, you know, send a comment. Shoot me a message in my inbox and say, hey, girl, what are you doing? How about if you try this? This might work a little bit better. Okay? Like I like to say, I'm no Martha Stewart. Crafting is just something I enjoy doing, all right? She's pretty. She's pretty too. Oh, she's pretty also. I did see a little spot around the nape. Be sure when you're covering your cups, guys, that you get all the way up to the edge, okay? As I'm going around mine here, I see that probably from me setting it down, I might have wiped it away with my fingertips. But be sure to go around your edges, catching all of those so that you get a full coverage, okay? Don't want to leave no stones unturned. Get in there, get in there. Hey. Get in there, get in there. These are gorgeous, y'all. I wish you guys could see the true picture and colors, you know. Actually, this isn't as dark as it appears on the video. It's actually more like a, what's the name of that? Tiffany and Company. Yeah, that's who she is. Yes, Tiffany and Company, y'all. Remember to go to my page and like and subscribe to my page, you guys, and tell your friends about Kiki's Creations. Also find me on Facebook at Kiki's Creations. I'm also there where I post many other crafting things that I've done. I don't know if I want to put this back in there. I don't know if you guys can see, but from me tapping, I got a little bit of purple in there, and I'm not sure. I may take this and put this in my stash jar, as I like to call it. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. I'm just going to set it to the side for now. But of course, with this extra purple, it goes back into the container. All right. I know growing up we were told waste not, want not. All right. So I don't like to waste. If you wasted it, you didn't want it. And Lord knows I want my glitter. All right. Cool. Now for the chunky. I know I talked about the chunky earlier tonight and in the video, but I would not be applying the chunky over this. I mean, some people may, but what I like to do is I like to add my epoxy first and then just kind of sprinkle it around, because you don't want too much. You don't want the chunky to overpower your fine. You want to be able to define and see the difference between the chunky. The chunky is just to give it an illusion, you know, it's to give it that real bold illusion, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. All right, so you guys stick around and we'll be back shortly with the epoxy method. Okay, thanks for watching.